Thank you for that presentation. I really deeply appreciate it. My name's Tony Jasper, Tony Jasper, and I am the pastor of the Prescott Seventh-day Adventist Church, or as we say, Prescott Seventh-day Adventist Church. And I have the delight of sharing with you about holistic small groups in our context. Now, just a little about me as a person. I've been on a small group journey for 40 years. Ever since I've been a Seventh-day Adventist, I've been a part of a small group. And it's something that I studied at the seminary. It's something that I applied in my pastorate. I went back to the seminary, worked on a doctorate, and researched it. And now I train in it and have written books. And I'll be telling you a little bit about that at the end of my presentation today. Now, I was going to show a video at the beginning from YouTube, but they said I can't do that because they're all copyrighted and I could end up in jail. So I'm going to tell you about this video. You've probably seen these videos. This guy or girl is coming up onto somebody's porch. They grab the bag on the porch. They lift it up and they run for it, taking somebody else's stuff. And they get stopped in their tracks and boom! It explodes in their face, leaving them colored in powder, some bright color powder or paint or something like that. My kind of gag. I share that story with you to give you a little insight about what I am trying to do today. You've come here to get a little package and take home. Now, this is your package to take. You're not stealing, so I'm not going to accuse anyone here of stealing anything. But I want to stop you in your tracks and cause something to explode in your face before you leave. About small groups. You'll notice the little hint here. Well, you've heard many presentations from Martin Luther's. I am a Melanchthon. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, I'm the shy guy who works in the background and gets things done. You'll notice the hint here. It's not about small groups. It's about holism. The correction, right? I'm a teacher. Yeah. I want to talk to you a little bit about small groups. Small groups go by many different names today. When I was going through the seminary, we called them small groups. But some people take offense. They like connect groups, huddle groups, home groups, cell groups, grow groups, community groups, life groups, service groups, support groups, missional small groups, and Bible groups and things like this. And if I kept going on, this whole screen would just become a rainbow of colors because there are so many different kinds of groups. But in my research of all these different kinds of groups throughout history, in the Bible, all the way back to eternity in the past, the most important thing for you to realize is about holism, holistic small groups. The thing is, with each one of those different kinds of groups, they're emphasizing a different aspect of the small group whole. And the idea of holism is every part needs to be there to have the greatest impact, and they all need to work together, all parts. And in holism, that means 3 relationships. The members are authentically connected in 3 relationships. In their relationship with God, which I call blessing. In their relationship with each other, a thing that I call bonding, and in their relationship to the broader community, what I call bridging. Blessing, bonding, bridging. Do it with me now. Blessing, bonding, bridging. 3 relationships that if your group is missing any one of those 3, it is not holistic, and it will be missing out on the explosive impact it could have. All right? Those 3. Now, we're good at some of these, Seventh-day Adventists. We're good at some of them, but we're lousy at others. I'll let you decide where you're good and lousy. The Prescott Church, when I came there in 2017, had 4 groups. 2 didn't know they were groups, and 2 were holistic and didn't know they were holistic. Right? 4 groups. And today, we have over 33. I keep losing track partway in between. I'm usually good with numbers, but anyway, this is what I came up with. 16, thank you. 16 of those groups are what we traditionally call small groups, right? They get together in people's homes once a week. They have Bible studies. They pray together. They're awesome, right? 16 holistic home-based Bible groups today. 10 Sabbath School classes that made the transition from lesson study groups to holistic groups that tend to their relationship with God, with each other in the group, supporting each other and praying for one another, pulling for each other, and in their relationship to the community at large. Our elders are grouped as a holistic group. Our church board is organized as a holistic small group. And 5 of our church members function as a small group, a holistic small group, and don't know it. And it's those 5 that I'd like to highlight with you this morning. I would like to explode your concept of a small group. This group, the Prayer Shawl Ministry, doesn't know they're a small group. I told her this week, and she said, no, we're a ministry. I said, no, you're a holistic small group. And I explained to her what I meant. She goes, huh. She had no idea. But these 2 ladies have a group of ladies and a gentleman around them that love to knit. But they don't just love to knit, they love to knit for Jesus. And what they do is they find people who are in crisis in their life. There could be a death in the family, deathly ill, or maybe they're going through a divorce, or any number of things, or a child's life is being threatened. And these ladies have prepared a prayer shawl, and while they have knitted these, they get together and they pray over these prayer shawls. They pray for the person who will one day receive them, and they don't know who that's going to be, but when they receive that prayer shawl, it is bathed in prayer. And whenever these people who are in crisis and they're presented with their prayer shawl need a prayer, they wrap themselves in this prayer shawl, and the comfort of God just seeps into their heart. Last year alone, they made 34 prayer shawls and distributed them. During their lifetime as a group, they have prepared 388 prayer shawls and touched 388 people in crisis with their holistic love, because they cared enough to have a connection with God, with each other, and with their community. You may not think of your school as a small group, but we do. When in 2017, we had 1.5 teachers in 8 grades with 13 students. We were a declining school, but we got a principal who believed that she needed to have time with her teachers and to begin to pray together every day. Not only for each other and the benefit of the day, to be able to survive the day, but for the sake of connecting with families in the community. Over half of our student body are non-Adventists today. There are 10 teachers, 10 grades, soon to be 12, and 80 students, and we owe this to a fantastic principal, Jennifer Montalban. She's not for sale. So just so you know, we're keeping her. And we are in a building project to create more space for our students because they went holistic. And then we have our personal ministries team. Now, personal ministries can take many different forms, but this is a holistic small group, in our church, because their thing is to hand out literature. And you can think, okay, they just go and hand out literature. No, these 3 got together, the team of members in our congregation, got them involved in ministry, and again, the bonding together, the connecting with God, the blessing from God, and then bridging to their community. 70,000 books last year alone. Since their inception, they've given out over 250,000 books at political rallies and things like that. And they're powerful. And they were, Michael on the left there was telling me the story. I went out on a walk with him, and he was telling me the story how, people on the street, they get this book and they ask about it, and we tell them about it, and then they say, can I help? Can I help distribute your literature? And they were handing out The Great Controversy. Yeah, and they thought, this is great. And so they would get help from people who had no idea what the book was about. They also had people go and read the book and come back and ask for a case of them to hand out to their small groups, to their churches, to their family and friends, famous people, lots of famous people, people that you know because they're on the news. Powerful impact on their community. Community Service Food Bank. These people with their wonderful smile and goofy characters are a powerful, holistic small group. Before they distribute, they have prayer. They have a devotional thought together to make sure that everyone's on the same page and connected to God. They make sure that that connection is there and that their needs are met. And when they open the doors to the community, they are ready to share what Jesus has put in their heart. Now, when I came, there were 13 volunteers, served 40 families every week, which is phenomenal, phenomenal. This is not their picture, but in this picture, it shows about 50-50, about Adventists and non-Adventists involved in this ministry. Like our school, like our personal ministries, they see our values, they see what we're doing, and they love the impact we're having on our community. Today, it's different. We have 25 volunteers that serve on 3 different days, serving 200 families a week. That's 1,000 people lifted out of food insecurity because these people are connected to God and with each other and with their community, right? Now, you might think 25 people, that's an awfully large, small group. Let's just get rid of the word small. They're a holistic group, okay? And this next group strains at credulity to the word small. Arizona Sunshine is another ministry of the Arizona Conference, and it got started at our church. It is us providing free dental, vision, medical, hearing, and other therapeutic care for our community free of charge. They don't pay anything for these services. We do it every year in our town. We do it in other towns, other parts of the year, and it is a phenomenal. It makes a phenomenal impact. And again, the same idea, it doesn't just minister to our community, it calls to our community to minister to the community. They see our values, they love what we do, and they want to be a part. This group, ministry, connects together in prayer for each other and prayer for the ministry. They connect to God, and they are connected to their community, obviously. Holistic small groups. In 2017, when I came, I took a snapshot using natural church development of our congregation. Our overall score in natural church development was 49. That's the average of all 8 areas of health. You know about this. I want to point out our minimum factor was 36. And that's pretty good for an Adventist congregation. 49 is way above the average. We're usually somewhere in the neighborhood of 28. And 36 is way above 28. But we were like, what? Loving relationships? We're a friendly church. We're a loving church. People love and they come to our church. They feel welcomed here. How can we be so abysmally low? Well, we decided we're not going to ask why it came out this way because we just surveyed ourselves and we only have ourselves to blame. But what we did is we addressed that loving relationship defect by using our small group ministry, right? Holistic small groups. Remember those 4 groups I mentioned? 2 didn't know they were groups. 2 were groups, but they were not holistic. We made sure we had holistic small groups functioning in our church. And then 4 years and 2 months later, I want you to remember that time frame. How many years? 4 years and how many months? 2 months. I want you to just let that sink into your brain. I'll come back to it in just a second. This is what happened. Right? So to go from where we were at an average of 49 up to an average of 60 on the far right-hand number there is phenomenal. And the only thing we did was make sure our 4 small groups, 2 didn't even know they were small groups and 2 weren't holistic. We made sure they were holistic. And in how many years? 4 years and 2 months, we went through a phenomenal change. Phenomenal change. From this to this, all right? When you tell me small groups don't work, I say, you don't know my church. You don't know the power of a group that is dedicated to 3 relationships. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how often they meet, but when they do it holistically, it makes an impact. I hope that explodes in your face. All right, so we have the NAD initiative, 50,000 small groups established by Next GC. That's all new groups, right? Am I right? New groups, not, you don't get to count my 34? Oh, man. All right. Now, that's 4 years and 4 months from now. How many years? 4 years and 4 months from now, we have been told that we have 58 plus 100 churches in North America. To make 50,000 small groups is just over 8.5 groups per church. Yeah? In 4 years and 4 months, we have to establish 8.6 groups. Every church, no matter how big or small they are, whether they're alive or dead, they have to produce 8.6 groups. My question is that possible? The answer is, if we believe that small groups are Bible study groups, you might as well light a match and torch the idea right now. It is not going to happen. However, if we believe that small groups are to be holistic and developing relationships that connect with God, with the members of the group, and with the community, we will reach our goal. We will far surpass our goal. We went from 4 groups to 33 groups in 4 years and 2 months. So this is a small goal, a puny goal, if we do it right. And if there were something to get us across the finish line. I'm out of time. I want you to link your phone to that QR code. It will take you to 2 books that I have written that will get you into holism. Step by step by step. It'll deepen your relationship with God. It will deepen your relationship with each other in your groups, and it will connect you to your community in a powerful, impactful way. And then this book here called Small Groups Don't Work and Other Myths. I'm the guy, the pensive guy with the quippy response. Throughout this fun book, I joke through the entire book, and I'm dealing with serious objections and serious complaints about people's experiences with terrible small groups, and posit the idea, what if they were holistic groups? And I believe that would make the difference.
Can you give a website because it's deactivated?
Amazon.com. Amazon.com. If you want to preview these books before you buy them, I have a few copies that you can take a look at. I will not make a penny on these books. All the proceeds are going to build our school buildings that we are in the process of getting permits for, and we'll be starting in a couple of weeks between now and tax day. So if you buy it, I don't make a penny, but you will make an impact.